you need for a hiking tour?
You need to be fairly self-sufficient. You need the basics, so more water than you need, good socks, good enclosed footwear, trekking poles if you like to use them, obviously food for lunches, a camera, and an adventurous spirit is a good start.
What led you to start leading and guiding tours?
When I came back from my second or my third Himalayan expedition, I thought I had enough confidence and I needed a way to raise some funds for local charity, which was either Hero Hardy Bus Project or the Joey's Junior World Cup team. So I thought, yep, we'll use that, and we ended up liking it so much that we started doing it now on a regular basis. And I have two other esteemed guides that come with me that have got as much experience, if not more, than I do, and it's really great guiding with them.
What challenges have you faced with mountaineering?
There's so many challenges for mountaineering. It starts off either as a hill walker, or mine started off being injured in hospital. For 6 months I was in hospital with 30-degree burns, and I saw an article on high altitude trekking, mountaineering, and guys that were climbing 8,000 metre peaks, and then that got me interested, and I was pretty down in the dumps at the time, and I used that as a vehicle to get me going, and they were an inspiration for me. So I wanted to see how far I could go even after all those injuries I had. I wanted to test myself, and I ended up finding myself in the Himalayas and doing those big climbs and working my way up to those 8,000 metre peaks, and yeah.
So what is it that you like and motivates you to keep hiking and climbing the mountains?
I think when you go mountaineering or hiking at an extreme altitude, you're pushing yourself really far out of your comfort zone. And I think who you are as a person in that time, your very raw self is inescapably brought forward. So who you are as a person comes to the fore, and you learn more about yourself, how you can deal with cold, lack of oxygen. You learn more about what you can handle mentally, because I think most of mountaineering is a mental game. It's overcoming mental barriers, and they're the challenges that motivate me to keep going.
And what brought you to do it for charity?
I was born and bred in Dubbo. I know some local people that are trying so hard, like the Hero Hardy Bus Project. They've raised $150,000 on their own for children's hearing, to have a bus to go around all the schools and test for otitis media and glue ear and all the problems that the kids face, but they're not treated for. I'm not one to sort of get into the big national charities. I like to keep it local, because I am local, and I think the local charities, they need to be recognised. Hi, I'm Josh Edwards, mountain climber from Dubbo. Just leading our first September hike. We've got about 9 guests with us today. We've just walked 5.5 k's to the summit of the Grand High Tops. Everyone's doing really, really well. We still have Bluff Mountain, which is 2 k's away to climb, and that's a height of 1,203 metres. So far, near Bluff Mountain, probably less than a k to go. Basically, my job on these tours is to organise it logistically, and then pretty much go on the trail, point out areas of interest, and make sure people are alright with the terrain, and if they need help, I'm always here to help. It's not just me that guides, I've also got Janelle Toole as the guide, and Tony Chapman as well, and they've been very helpful. Without them, I couldn't run it. We'll spread ourselves across the group and make sure everyone has a good time. So everyone's on the summit of Bluff Mountain now. We're at a height of 1,203 metres above sea level. Everyone did really well. We're just having some lunch. As you can see to the south, pastoral country, that's towards Turawina and Dubbo and Gilgandra. Over to the north we have the Liverpool Plains and Narrabri, Coonabarabran and Mount Capital in the distance. Over to this side to the west is Mount Exmouth, which is the highest point in the park, at 1,206 metres above sea level. So everyone's just having a little bit of lunch now, bit of a stretch, a bit more to drink, relax, and then we're going to head back down the way we came and finish the Grand High Top circuit via West Byrie Creek.
What do you think the hardest part is of hiking?
when you're crook, it's not really good. I'm not really feeling 100% today. But I think hiking is mainly a mental game. You can be as strong as you like, but I think hiking is overcoming mental barriers.
And what's the highest you've been?
I've climbed to 7,100 metres on Mount Everest. I reached the Bergschrund of the Lhotse face and descended in 2 days back to base camp back in October 2010. Since then I've climbed 3 other 6,000 metre peaks, 3 5,000 metre peaks, and have aspirations of climbing to over 8,000 metres to finish my mountaineering career. Everyone talks about Everest. All mountaineers love fixation with Everest, whether you're climbing the 7 summits or the 14 8,000ers. I've rattled on a lot about Everest, and to me it's lost its appeal with proper mountaineers. I think the people that are chasing Everest, they're very goal-driven, very quick to tick things off their bucket list, tick something off their ego, saying, "Oh, yeah, I've climbed the highest." But from a mountaineer's perspective, it's all about calculated risk. I think Everest is ready for a huge accident, bigger than what we've seen in the last 2 years. It's overcrowded and full of unskilled climbers that are there purely just for their own personal imperatives. I think I have a wife and children, and I want to come back, and I don't think Everest is the place for me to be. I'd like to come back, and if I have to tick off one 8,000 metre peak, that'll be it for me. I know that I've climbed as high as I can, and for me that's important to come back, because getting up is optional, coming down is mandatory.